welcome back to more Tokyo Extreme Racer. So last time we did more damage on C1 this time. We actually took out both teams on the C1, and that also caused the bosses of Rise of the Generation to approach us. So yeah, so that's kind of interesting. But anyway, this time though, yeah, we're gonna be doing a lot of damage to Rise of the Generation once again. We also took down Naruto as well, so we're almost done with Return of the Bastards too. But like I said, I kind of want to do more Rise of the Generation. I want to save Return of the Bastards for last this time around, so yeah. But anyway, so yeah, let's have a little look. So yeah, once again, yeah, I think we're going to go out the Harrison shop first. So to do that, we want to go down, we want to go to the parking area, which means this guy's here, but yeah, we can't really do much for him. But hey, when you look at that, the legendary tuners here, I kind of want to see what he could do to this RX-7, so yeah, let's have a chat with him. He wants to give us better exhaust, why not? I was kind of hoping for the power unit because we only get 7 extra, but hey, not a big difference then, so... And while we're here, I guess you get dialogue, so yeah. Ruined Riser. I'm tired of being used by the government. How long do we have to keep doing this? Interesting. So we got Walter Regret here. Yeah, she's interesting, shall we say. Considering she's working for the government, so yeah. And yeah, we also got some dudes from Knife he'll be taking on later. And yeah, he's talking about the team. Yeah, the team is all about restaurants. Their names are all about that, so yeah. In particular, that French restaurant, so yeah. Anyway. So it looks like, yeah, we're gonna encounter this Wanderer. Again, he won't valor us unless we use the same car as him, so yeah. And his last fight. Yeah, he's gonna be a bit annoying, but again, one idea is just buy another RX-7 for him because I have the money, so yeah, I don't even need to remove the parts off my current one. And we could do like a Keisuke cosplay from Initially, so yeah, anyway. So yeah, again, we're gonna encounter him, maybe, but I might buy a traffic car instead, so we can save his intro for later, but anyway. I mean, now's finally the time I'm gonna start talking about one of my big topics, because yeah, I'm gonna hope that the night, you know, continues. Because yeah, the hope is that, yeah, we saw the cutscene with the bosses for Rise New Generation. So yeah, the hope is that, yeah, now all we need to do is just, you know, take them on. So we won't have any interruptions. Anyway. So yeah, I think, yeah, now's the time I'm going to start talking about one of my big topics. I have 3 big topics, and yeah, I think now's the time to start using them. At least one of them. Let's talk about Umamusume now. So yeah, this is the Umamusume part, hopefully, so yeah. So yeah, these 3 topics are basically car and racing related, and yeah, I can talk a decent amount about them because I have experienced them either in my past or recently actually. But anyway, let's start with Bahama Brave, and yeah, remember that House Chop only uses Nissan GTRs, so it's quite scary to you. And yeah, there's 2 GTRs in this game, a 2014 model and a 2017 model, so yeah, that's interesting. The thing is though, I'm pretty sure they're not tuned. I mean, they're stock, so you can take advantage of that by the fact that, yeah, we are lighter, we probably have better handling, so yeah, and we probably have better gear ratios too, so yeah. So they have all that power, but they might not be able to make as good use of it as us, so yeah. And of course, we got a new exhaust too, thanks to Mr. Literary Tuner, so yeah. Anyway, so yeah, let's talk about Umamusume. So yeah, I actually knew a little bit about Umamusume before 2025 when it got its global release, because yeah, mainly because of Science Suzuka. Science Suzuka, the main thing about them that I knew about before was they were born May 1st, 1994, the same day that Ed and Senna would pass away. So then, a theory is that, yeah, the spirit of Senna was with Science Suzuka, because Science Suzuka was dominant, one of the greatest horses around, but unfortunately, much like Senna, passed away in 1998 in a race, I believe. So yeah, in a race, yeah, I know that for sure. I'm not sure what the race was. Kind of was an Iron McKinney or not, but yeah, it did happen, and yeah, if you do watch the Umamusume anime, you'll know that happens too. But it doesn't end as badly because, yeah, Suzuka would die during that race because they euthanized him. But then the anime, yeah, they just couldn't race anymore. So yeah, let's talk about that a little bit then. Now that you know, that's what I learnt beforehand. So yeah. So I can almost say it's both a gacha game and it has a gacha game and an anime adaptation. And the anime adaptation covers different seasons with different heroes. I would say heroines, but yeah. While the horse girls are indeed girls, they are sometimes based on male horses. But you can actually tell that by basically every Umamusume has like a hair accessory on one of their ears. If it's on the left ear, I believe that means the Umamusume is based on the male horse. And if it's on the right ear, well, actually, the right ear is male because when you're looking at them, it's on the left, but you know. So the right ear, I believe, means that it's a male. They're based on the male horse. And if it's on the left ear, it's based on a female horse or a mare, I believe is what they're called. So yeah. So yeah, I knew a little bit about Sansuka's story, so they always see one of my favorites. But then, like, looking into the series more and more, I found even more favorites. And then, yeah, even, you know, Sansuka's story would interact with another very important Umamusume in Special Week. Because, yeah, Special Week was the protagonist of Season 1. And, yeah, this story kind of intersects with Sansuka's. Where, yeah, you got Special Week, who, yeah, very famous Japanese racehorse. Because, yeah, it didn't start off all great because his mother passed away, campaign girl, and then he needed to be raised by a surrogate mother. Apparently, the surrogate mother didn't really like Special Week that much. So it was actually humans who helped raise them more. At least that's what the story says, so yeah. So there's that. And then, yeah. Yeah, of course, yeah, they would get racing, and they were really good. They had some very good pedigree. So, yeah, they were going to be a pretty fast horse. But what they were able to do, though, was extremely important, especially for the horse racing world in Japan. So, yeah. I mean, yeah, we'll talk about the big one. I think we'll just talk about the big one. Like, yeah, Special won a lot of things. They definitely lived up to their legacy. Like, yeah, one of the... Alright, here's a team leader, before we talk about that. I do really like what the Harris Chop cars look like, I must admit. Anyway, we got Nishina Gahori Justice, who drives the 2017 GTR. Let's see if we can get away from them. I do have a lot of nitrous, and I'm not afraid to use it. He isn't taking that much damage, I must admit, so yeah. Now, yeah, most likely what I'm going to do after I defeat him is I'm going to go to Daikoku and refill again. Especially because, yeah, we have a Rising Seaman to worry about, so yeah. And there we go. So yeah, that's Nishina Gahori Justice, I believe. So yeah. That's definitely a mouthful of the names, so yeah, I can't wait to talk about them more later, but anyway. So that's Harrison Shot done. Definitely a very dangerous team, because again, Nissan GTRs are no slouch in this game, that's for sure. Because again, the Nissan GTR is considered a supercar killer because it's very fast, but it doesn't actually cost as much as a supercar, so yeah. Anyway, no one here. Let's talk to some people. You challenged strongest mom into a battle but got ignored. Well, she's all about style. She probably decided you weren't stylish enough. Why don't you try copying the power she uses? You know, the leopard print one? Just be careful how you apply it, or you end up looking like an Osaka auntie. So yeah, make sure it's stylish. Okay. Flying Fish or Shuto Expressor. He'll come out if you defeat Commander Sumayuto. He looks up to Sumayuto as a senior, but he only bows up and driving an RZ vehicle, so keep that in mind. So we got two kind of interesting wanderers. So yeah. And yeah, his strongest Mammon. So you'll take them on later. That one does require something a little bit weird, so you'll need to think about that later. Anyway. Sandstorm Emperor. Sandstorm Emperor is kind of funny because of what he looks like, but anyway. Let's just say he reminds us of something else. Apparently, Cinder Blast Midnight calls it creepy, so yeah. And he crashed, apparently calls it crash jump, so yeah. Mavic got caught in the gear shift, so yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. I guess that's the risk of driving with an elegant uniform like that, but anyway. Alright, so what we got? So, Aquarium is who we're interested in now. They're a little bit further up. Some are even going Shinkansen now, so the last one will be a little bit hard to catch. Because I'm not really sure where he's going to go next, but we'll see. There's obviously Road Concerto, but they are going up Yokohane, so they're going to be a little bit to catch. I could obviously, change where I go, but anyway. One cool thing though is that, yeah, we have Ryan Seaman on the map now, he's down. Long gun, so let me get him. 2011 isn't on the map yet, so I'm going to have to end the day first, but that's okay. I think the thing, both of them will, of course, not find a boss to appear, but we'll see. But anyway, let's go back out and let's keep talking. So yeah. Yeah, Sans... Oh, we talked about Sansuka. Social Week, yeah, definitely lived up to the heritage because one of them was probably the greatest Japanese racehorse, Maruzenski. Nicknamed the Supercar. After we just beat a supercar killer, but anyway. Yeah, so yeah, definitely lived up to that. So yeah, let's talk about the big thing. The 1999 Japan Cup. The thing about the Japan Cup is that it's an international event. So you got international horses racing on, and most people are looking at the European horses. Most notably Monchu, I believe is how they're pronounced. But Special Week did what did the classic upset, which if you don't know, the term upset actually comes from horse racing, American horse racing in this case, because yeah, basically what happened was there was a really fast horse called Manipur. He only lost once, and the person he lost to, or the horse he lost to, was called Upset. So that's where the term comes from. Anyway, that's the Japan Cup, yeah. So yeah, Special Week shocked everyone, won the Japan Cup, and then this was really important for the jockey, Yu Takatake, who, yeah, because the thing about him is he's ridden a lot of great Japanese horses, and yeah, he was also the jockey that put Sansuka on the map. So yeah, and then losing Sansuka was obviously very heartbreaking for everyone involved, but yeah, I do think that, yeah, winning the Japan Cup with Special Week must have healed his heart quite a bit. You imagine that, yeah, Sansuka was with him during that race too, so yeah, in spirit, so yeah. I think that's why they also made, those two good friends in the anime as well, so yeah. And then yeah, after Sansuka's injury, that's when, Special Week needed to, amp it up a little bit, and yeah, that's what they were able to do by winning a lot, so yeah. There's also another interesting story, the 1999 Ari McKinnon, which yeah, this one relates to the Gacha game actually, so yeah. So the 1999 Ari McKinnon is the final chapter of Umamusume apparently. I don't know if that means final chapter of a book, like in Farm Heroes, but yeah. So yeah, that's a thing. In this race, it's all about Special Week versus Grass Wonder, because in real life, Grass Wonder would edge out Special Week by 4 centimeters. It's one of the closest finishes in Japanese horse racing, I believe. I don't know about ever. There's another funny story about that. It's the Kentucky Derby in 2024, I believe. Because yeah, it had a photo finish, and then the next day, the NASCAR race at Kansas also had a photo finish, so yeah, that's kind of funny, so yeah. In fact, yeah, that NASCAR race was the closest finish in NASCAR history. In the Cup Series, at least. There was a closer finish in the second tier series, but yeah. It came the cost of the driver I want to win that day, but hey, I'll take it. It is a special moment, so yeah. But anyway, so back to yeah, the 1999 Ari McKinnon, so yeah. If you try to do that race normally, you're gonna lose to Grass Wonder, but if you give Special Week certain skills, then yeah, she'll change the fate basically. But anyway, before we talk about that, Rising Seaman. An interesting name for a rival, that's what actually, I can definitely take it out of context, but anyway. Doesn't make me wonder why he's called in Japanese, but anyway. Let's check him on. He drives the newer GR86. Yeah, let's give him a bit of nitrous. We'll see if we need it, because yeah, we did get the exhaust upgrade, so we might not need too much nitrous here. Anyway, we are pulling. That's good to see. That's not the defensive skill, but yeah, he's having trouble keeping up, so that's good to see. Down he goes. So yeah. Yeah, we actually got a pretty decent amount from him, so yeah, that's good to see. Alright, so with him done, that means that yeah, pretty much yeah, I believe yeah, we need to take down Tornado Love, and then we'll finally be able to take on the final boss of Rising Generation, but yeah, so they're going down there now, so I assume that yeah, they probably go back down here, right? We'll just keep on that path then. But anyway, so yeah, that's talking about Umamusume again, so yeah. We'll take on Mad Stranger too, I think. I guess he'll give me like 2 BP, so yeah. The other thing is, you don't need to rematch it multiple times for Gold License. Gold License only wants us to be in one, so yeah, that's the problem. Anyway, so yeah, back to talking, so yeah. So yeah, again, if you try to do that 99.9 Iron McKinnon, you're gonna lose to Grass Wonder, but if you give Specialika a certain skill, then yeah, she gets a special animation with a special. And then yeah, I love that animation so much. Not only does it look cool, but also the way the music interacts with it too. It's so good. So yeah, I do like Special Week quite a bit. But that doesn't mean that, you know, the other protagonists are no slouch either. Because yeah, you got Season 2 focusing on Tokutai Teo. That was a very interesting story. So yeah, that'll definitely be something to maybe look into one day. As yeah, Tokutai Teo is mainly known for coming back from serious injuries and still, you know, showing the world what they could do. Season 3 was all about Kita-san Black, but also their best friend Saturno Diamond. I like Saturno Diamond, to be honest. Quite a bit actually, despite the memes, but hey. I don't know much about those two. I think that's the thing. It's like, yeah, I think they do have some good stories, it's just that, yeah, they're not as notable as, you know, especially Teo and Oguri Cup. So yeah, I think that's why Season 3 isn't as well liked maybe, but maybe I should be saying that, yeah. But again though, it's like, I do like the sweet friendship between Kia-san Black and Saturno Diamond, so that's kind of why I'm interested in it, so yeah. Anyway, and then of course the Cinderella Grey. That is focusing on Oguri Cup, and yeah, it's a pretty good starting point actually because it's technically a prequel, but it really, you know, shows the love of the sport, and I think that's why it's really well liked when I watched the video about it. So yeah, to be honest, it might actually be the perfect starting point for me when you look at it like that, because again, the reason why we're talking about it is again, it is related to sport, which yeah. I love motorsport, obviously, so yeah. So it makes sense that, yeah, I'd be interested in Umamusume because of that, because, yeah, I think the reason why I do like this series quite a bit is because, again, it does, you know, all these stories are inspired by the real-life stories of the horses, so yeah. So yeah, that's why, yeah, I quite like the series because of that. And again, there's so many interesting details because of that too, like, yeah. Everyone knows a gold ship, right? Gold ship is a goof, and yeah, not the best horse in the world, let's just say. And yeah, they portray gold ship really well in almost way. They really fit, you know, the kind of horse they were when they were racing. So yeah, that's great to see. Then of course, yeah, and yeah, there's references like that throughout the cast, I think. So yeah. So it's really cool. But anyway. Then of course there's But yeah, again, like I said, yeah, that's something I really like. I do like it when, stories like that, show off a real story in something I'm really interested in, like, racing, for example. That's another thing too. It also makes me interested in the real life stories of these horses too, because again, it does remind me of motor racing stories too, which is again, when I was a kid, I don't really care about horse racing, but yeah, if I had Umamusume, I might have actually been more interested. So yeah. Again, it's like, yeah, it's not cars racing around, so... But then I realized, yeah, you could make some similarities between, horse racing and motorsport, with, what happens, and then, the normal moments and stuff like that, so yeah. So again, I'm kind of glad that, Umamusume kind of opened my eyes to that as well, so yeah. Then of course, yeah, there's another interesting thing too. Me and my friend, when we, play games together, we like to mention Umamusume a lot. So yeah. And yeah, one thing he did tell me that really caught my attention was the fact that, yeah, he now gets why I watch motor racing because of Umamusume, and yeah, that is very interesting, I must say. So yeah. Again, yeah, Umamusume's done a lot of interesting things, hasn't it? So yeah. So again, that's kind of what I want to talk about while I was playing a racing game, because again, we are racing off the rules, so yeah, there's a bit of similarity there, so yeah. So there we go, took down Endless New Way from Aquarium, so now we're starting to take on Aquarium, which is good to see. We need to get to that parking area, because yeah, I don't need to refill nitrous, because I don't need to use much against Rising Seaman. To be fair, he didn't actually do too badly, but I think, yeah, weirdly enough, in this game, unlike other TSR games, it might actually be easier to take on opponents that are on the long gun, because they're actually good at cornering now. So yeah, before you wouldn't really want to take on someone on long gun, because bosses and teammates, they have kind of unfair acceleration. So in older games, so if you give them a straight, they're just gonna pull away and you lose. So yeah. At least in this game, that's not really a problem, so yeah. Anyway, more rumors, like last time, I talked about rumored rider and stuff anyway. Hey, did you hear the rumors about insta-kill Pope? Yeah, lately all I've been hearing is bad stuff. I heard he's using black market parts sourced through underground channels, and threatening people he doesn't like using personal info from information brokers. How do you even get connected with those shitty types? From recording battle videos without permission and post them online, and trolling other people's message boards. Plus, he apparently sends nasty harassment emails to his opponents, tearing them down under the guise of giving advice. What's happened to young people's internet literacy these days? Insta-kill Pope has room for now lost all respect. Not great. But of course, yeah. Another thing to consider though is, could this just be someone, spreading bad info? That's another thing to consider too, so yeah. Yes, that could very well be the case, and in fact, yeah, it's pretty common nowadays on the internet. Yeah, people are just very willing to just, make a video saying this guy sucks because he did this, because they just don't like that person, so yeah. I think that might be part of what's going on here, or, just, rumors getting out of hand. That's another thing too, but anyway. So I think, yeah, back to talking a little bit about Umamusume, so yeah. Again, it's very, very weird, because, like, yeah, I don't have any interest in playing the gacha game, but, again, I like the series. That might be something similar with Fate Grand Order in some hindsight, but yeah. It's a bit different, though. I think another weird thing is the fact that, yeah, it was probably one of the most popular racing games from last year, which is kind of funny, so yeah. Of course, yeah, Mario Kart World and Star Wars Crosses are more popular, but yeah. Compared to our racing games though, yeah, I think Umamusume might be above them, so yeah, even though it's a bit different from that, so yeah. And again, yeah, like I was kind of getting at, yeah, Umamusume did a lot of things that, yeah, I kind of just appreciate, so yeah, I think that's why I came to like it a little bit, so yeah. Let's see how I do against this Evo. They're pushing me against the wall, which isn't great, so yeah. One thing I probably also need to do with my stats is increase my DP, sorry. what I probably need to do with my PP is actually increase my stats, because yeah, if you don't increase your non-attacking stats, basically one mistake, that's it. So that's what I'm worried about. So I might consider, you know, giving myself more SP, maybe more toughness too. So if I bomb into walls, it's not the end of the world. So yeah. So yeah, that's something else I need to think about too when it comes to my BP allocations. So yeah. But anyway, let's take on. Oh, that's not who I was expecting. We got bigger me. Let's see if I can get an opening here. So she's from Hasegawa Hobby Kits, a team we have no idea about, so that's interesting. Yeah, definitely need to do better here. We need NOS for them. Academia Mistake, awesome. Like, as you see, that super is actually really good, so yeah. Luckily though, we do have, then make a mistake. And then I could do NOS. They're exerting more, so yeah. I'm catching back up, so that's good. That didn't go out great. Yeah, I'm not gonna win this. Oh well. Do I? I don't have much NOS left though, so yeah. But yeah, I think though the self-love saved me that, didn't it? So yeah. Yes, it's healing a lot now. And they made a mistake. Awesome. That was clutch right there. But yeah, my car is very tired though after that, so yeah. Alright, so where's the rest of Aquarium then? Down the road, and did we pass the other one? Yes, so that works out. It's just like, yeah. Yeah, you may notice that rival was really good for random reasons. They are level 19, that does make sense, so yeah. But yeah, they're part of Hasegawa Hobby Kits, which as you see here, they're not here at all. So yeah, I think they're actually meant for the next stage. So it's kind of funny we're taking one now, but yeah. It only has 3 members though, so next time we fight them, we get the team leader, so yeah. Maybe I do save them for the next stage then, so yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna wait for the engine to cool down and cause a massive traffic jam in the process, but hey. I need more NOS, so but yeah. That thrill though, again, I can definitely see why people would be interested if, you know, the Uma made a big comeback like that in the race. That was straight Umamusume right there. Activating the self-love when it actually became clutch for once, when before, yeah, I was pretty terrible with it, I must admit. And then, you know, doing that, so yeah. That was awesome, so yeah. Is there anything else I need to say about Umamusume? Because I'm happy to cut now and then just take on the next Aquarium. So yeah, I also want not, you know, walking everything, so yeah. But yeah, if you're wondering too, Hasegawa Hobby Kits too, they are on Wangan, so yeah. I actually don't know if the team is actually called that because it has another name. Which we'll see later maybe, so yeah. But yeah, I can't believe I did the Umamusume comeback against bigger me like that, so yeah. So I can also show if I want to take on the rest of them, if I can spot them as, because it's a little difficult because, yeah, they're not marked on the map, so yeah. At this point in time anyway, so yeah. Anyway, so yeah. They're a very random team, they just kind of pop out of nowhere, so yeah. Anyway, it is our next person, Enthusiastic Tripper. So yeah, let's take them on. From Aquarium, obviously. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, you're going Haneda line downbound, so yeah, we're gonna take that. I think we also pass another Wanderer, so that's kind of funny, so yeah. We do need Wanderer info, so that might be something I think about in a future part 2, maybe when we're after... Yeah, maybe when we're going after bosses, something like that, so yeah. Anyway, this works out because the dude is down the road, and I do need more NOS for the team leader potentially, so yeah. And yeah, that's big of me again. Yeah, they were trying a Supra, but that Supra is pretty special, and we do unlock it actually, so yeah. That team is very weird though, you'll see why when we actually battle all of them, but yeah, they have a funny gimmick, let's just say, so yeah, about them, so yeah. But I think I'm pretty happy with how the Umamusume topic went, so yeah. I think I talked about everything I want to, and yeah. I do wonder how long I'll keep, you know, talking about it with my friend and stuff. Because again, you know, with memes and stuff, you know, it could keep going on, and then, you know, got Cinderella Grey as well, so yeah, who knows. But anyway, yeah, like I said, I think I'm going to cut now, recharge our nitrous, and then we're going to go take on Aquarium's team leader then, because it should be only one person left, so yeah. Alright. And yeah, I think that battle definitely showed that, yeah, sub-love is really good, especially on C1, but there's a lot of corners, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, the clean cornering bonus, all you need to do is just go through the corner without, hitting a wall, and it actually only activates in battle too, so yeah. But anyway, so yeah, like I said, yeah, let's cut, and then yeah, we'll take on Aquarium's team leader then. I guess that happened. Let's help him out. Or can I? So that's... I don't want this because it's like, yeah, I could challenge... yeah, I can't believe this happened. I think they all spawn on top of each other was the problem, so yeah. So we got this happening. Let's help Bubbly King out because that's who I care about, so yeah. Yeah, we got character model Mai, level 20, and that's only a team leader, or team member, I mean. Alright, with this going on, let's take on Aquarium. Bubbly King now, driving an SX. And yeah, after we beat the team leader, yeah, that should be a good night then. So yeah, and then yeah, we'll talk about the teams we defeated, I think. We defeated Horizon Shot and Aquarium. I think that's it, right? I'll double check though. But anyway. Oh yeah, funny when just like that happened, right? So yeah. Again, I think it's because yeah, they spawned on top of each other basically when I left, so yeah. Because they're basically right next to each other. But anyway. Reminiscence of Hippocrates. He is our team leader and he drives a GTR. Just like Harrison Shot's team leader, so yeah, no need to hold back here. Now the good thing is that yeah, I did actually see that Husqvarna hobby kit person, so now I know where they are on the map, so then I know to take them very seriously later, so yeah. Army also does wonder if, you know, Army wonders if getting that exhaust upgrade also made a difference, so yeah. Anyway, there we go. So yeah, that should be it for today. The aquarium, so let's have a little look. Yeah, only so now yeah, we are free to take on these bosses, so yeah. Actually it doesn't show us, so yeah. Yeah, let me think. So yeah. I mean, you can find out when we go back, so yeah. Oh, when you look at that, sure no best on the map now, of course, so yeah. Because that's the one that we can actually take on, so yeah. And there's Cross Manabe, Flying Fish or Shuto Express, and yeah, now we know character model Mai, so yeah. He also take on Technician Ono, so yeah, all the Wanderers are now popping up, and Kumo unless it's played, so yeah. That's okay, we'll take them on when we take on Wanderers, obviously. Let meet weak justice now, we're no longer up hope, so yeah, that's a bit unfortunate, but hey. So yeah, we only took down 2 teams this time, that's okay. We did well though. We also took down a member of the Hasakawa Hobby Cuts, which I've actually, again, I don't think that's actually the name. I think it's actually Hasakawa Angels, but we'll have a little look. Anyway, there is something we can definitely do with that flex. Increase my stats. So yeah. Like yeah, I have like no SP, so let's fix that. Let's just get all the SP. So now I'm actually driver level 16 now. Defense I'm not that far off to be fair, so I'll get that. And toughness, yeah, I'm just gonna get all my stats to a good point now, so there we go. Now we're level 19, so yeah, that's a lot better. And I think we still have a good amount for upgrades, especially because yeah, we now know a lot of wonders are out about, so yeah. And yeah, we didn't actually defeat any wonders either, so yeah. So yeah, the only teams we did take on were Aquarium and Harrison Chops, so yeah, let's talk about them. And here's the Hasakawa Angels, kind of low down, to be fair, so yeah. But now we know that, yeah, it's a team of 3, and out of each character model Mai, the team leader's popping up. But first, let's talk about the boss we took on. In Rising Seaman, Minato Setowaki, Maritime Self-Defense Force member. So yeah, that's interesting, and he drives his own custom GR86. A self-defense force officer born in Kyushu, transferred from Seisabo base at Yokosuka base a few years ago. While reminiscing about his hometown and cruising along the Bayshore line, these are the night view, he gradually became known as a street racer. His distinctive Hakata dialect and large build make him intimidating, but he's actually a kind-hearted and passionate man. His catchphrase is, "The wind is my ally," and he focuses on aerodynamics for his car, achieving excellent stability with calculated downforce. He also takes thorough measures against static electricity. Alright. Now let's look at Harrison Chop. A strong team on the Hanshin Expressway named after the moment of using Nitro, like it to Harrison, holding fun. They accumulate victories on long straights with their specialty Nitro tactics, but struggle with engine longevity. Dreaming of being the strongest Hanshin team and reaching the top, they embarked on a reinforced expedition to Shuko Expressway. The leaders decision to acquire a Public 7 Chop and have the team live in a shed house demonstrates their extreme determination, which is fully utilized in that racing. So we got Shionbashi Cowboy, who, yeah, loved wearing a 10-gallon hat and leather vest, so yeah, makes sense with what he looks like, so yeah. But I was mistaken for a certain comedian, so yeah. Transfer to Tokyo, and yeah, talking about the shit house again. Homemade dishes, so yeah. Taste is American, okay. And yeah, Sentai still visited the store and they bought up the mutual love of me. Alright. Then we got Sumori True, who quit his job at a brand company in Osaka, a new job in Tokyo. Same job with that, so yeah. He's living in the team's share home, so yeah. He's buying and selling in Tokyo too and looking for apartments, so yeah. And yeah, apparently his only regret is Koshien, the stadium where the Japan National High School baseball tournament is held, so yeah. Because he's a baseball enthusiast, so yeah. That's interesting. He misses those days, so yeah. Then we got Sakai Victory, who requests a transfer to Tokyo branch of the hard store he works at, and yeah, that's how he joined the team, so yeah. Cautious about the team, try to leave the risk his job, so yeah. She must be perfect, so yeah, that's good to know. Then we got Ohama Brave. He applied for his to accumulate compensatory and paid leave. So yeah. It looked like he was leaving, but yeah, he was just kind of going here, so yeah. Alright, so yeah. There's that. Then we got Tempo Channel, who took on the parking area. And he agreed to Nishina Kahori Justice's proposal for a Tokyo expedition. And yeah, living in the share house. Producer's living since, I guess, so yeah, it's just like, yeah, kind of living with a lot of dudes, so yeah. So he's like the easygoing one of the team, so yeah. Then you got Namioke Politics, who was inspired by Team A2, so he wanted to take it down on Goku by giving up his jobs. So yeah, a lot of them had to take a decent amount of sacrifice to come here to show what they can do, so yeah. And he utilizes big takoyaki pies on holidays around the neighbors, so that's kinda cool, so yeah. And then finally we got the team leader, Nishina Kohori Justice, Masayoshi Kato, part-timer. Planning a long-term exit to Tokyo, his local government job, shocking those around him. He even found and rented a share house and a garage in the suburbs, moving in with his team members an incredible initiative. The neighbors call him Harrison-san, with issues of soccer. He used to race on a course of long straight in his hometown. Features the Yokohama line as his main diagram. He switched from an R34 to an R35M, aiming seriously for the top. So yeah, I'll take a sip here, and then we'll talk about Aquarium, which is another weird team, so yeah. So yeah. Aquarium. This team is composed entirely of singles. Initially formed on a whim, they have grown into a serious racing team through years of activity. There's an ironclad rule that members must leave the team if they get married, and in reality, a few have graduated. As familiar faces increase in their original area, they move to the facial line, seeking fateful encounters. While some may have the intention of enjoying the night view on dates, even when they find a good match and challenge into a race, they often end up leaving their opponent far behind, which is a source of frustration. So we got Bubbly King first. We took on Lost, that's kind of funny. So he's starting an IT venture, reunited with dealers close to during better times, carried away by the positive talk, so that's cool. Mochi's in debt, so that's not great. Self-deprecating, he calls his one drift move the spending drift, so yeah. Then he got Forbidden Triple Axel, a former figure skater, but now a single mother working as a newspaper reporter, so yeah. Yeah, she wants to help her daughter, but is worried because of her divorce, so yeah. And Crazy feels the need for a father figure, so yeah. That means, you know, leaving the team, but yeah. It is what it is, right? Then we got Endless New Wave, editor for a men's weekly magazine, and joined the team seeking opportunities to meet people, so yeah. His job is sports journalism, utilizes experience as an editor, making strides in sports magazines and online media, building a new career. But yeah, busy schedule, lean low desire for marriage, so yeah. Then got Enthusiastic Tripper. Losing the tempting amethyst is a major turning point for him, so that's interesting. And yeah, overcoming that helped him conquer his fear of women and gain significant confidence, so yeah. That's interesting. And he's also a lawyer too, so yeah. So that's interesting. Then we got Innocent Rouge, former employee of a famous department store, now runs her own cosmetic brand, so that's cool. Interesting enough, with a strong desire for marriage, she dreams of marrying Swift Emperor, though she once had feelings for a graduated team member, so yeah. Yeah, you know, despite being, you know, a team full of singles, a lot of them do want to marry, so yeah, I guess that makes sense. And then we got the team leader, reminiscence of Hippocrates, Motokazu Hanimura, surgeon. A well-known surgeon whose elder brother Crimson Fang is the leader to Lament. He used to have a fierce rivalry with his brother, but success in the medical field and personal growth have lessened these feelings. Privately, he used to date multiple women, but now seeks a stable relationship with one partner. However, in battles, his competitive spirit remains, and he changes his machine every time his brother does. So there we go. That would be it for now. So yeah, next time, yeah, we could take on... I think, yeah, we're gonna focus on bosses, I think. I want to take on Tornado Love, and maybe the boss that comes after that, so yeah. Then we'll defeat Rise New Generation in the process, so yeah. Maybe take down Cool Energy too, considering, you know, it doesn't have that many members left, although, yeah, they're not really out and about, which is a bit of a problem, but that's okay. As for Wanderers, we might be able to take down a Wanderer, like Snow Dancer maybe, while on the wing. Strongest Mammon, we're gonna need to change things up a little bit, because she's weird, and then Cross Manabe. And then, yeah, we also got Shimu Kitazawa 2000cc, we can also take down Mission Ono, so yeah. And Queen Visualize Split, so yeah. We'll think about that maybe next time. But again, I think what I'd rather do is maybe to finish up Cool Energy, so then we can get Return of the Bastards bosses showing up. I think that's what I want to do instead. So anyway, so hopefully that was a fun part talking about Umamusume. And yeah, next time, yeah, we're gonna be taking on Tornado Love, and then hopefully finishing up Rise New Generation and getting more upgrades for our cars. So yeah, look forward to that, and I'll see you guys again for that.